Yeah, so hello everyone, and again we have a star from DBMCI Jaipur, Dr. Kinshuk, with an amazing score of 645. So, heartiest congratulations, Kinshuk.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, so first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself. How did you started your journey with us?
My name is Kinshuk, and I'm from SMS Jaipur, and I joined Bhatia classes in second year. But I was not very regular. I just attended Path and Pharma. But the rest of the classes, especially all the first year and second year subjects, all seven of them, I did it in my third year. So
Mhm.
I only had to focus on the final year classes in the final year. So I did first, second, and the third year subjects later. So I was a face-to-face class student. I completed my subjects then itself.
I think yours
Yes.
is a golden batch, and whole of your friends, they are with us, and whole of you are in the ranker list also. So, how did this feel like?
Yes, ma'am. It feels absolutely incredible actually because we always pictured it being like that, but it actually happened is a really big deal. So
Yes.
Arjun and Jayant and Omang, we are like 10 people, 10, 12 people who are preparing, and we attended Bhatia classes. We used to go to the library together. We gave all our tests together. We used to discuss, study together, ask the doubts, and somehow all of us got really decent ranks, and we're all
No, it's so
taking our
modest of
seats.
you to say somehow. I think it's the hard work of all of you. And, when you are doing hard work, actually, destiny always favors you. So that is why.
Yes, ma'am. But I will still say that luck is a factor because the
Yeah, luck
same.
is 1%, but this 99% is the hard work. And that 1% comes only when there is 99% of the hard work.
That's very nice of you to say, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. So, Kinshuk, how was it to start so early, and how much difference does it make starting your, preparation of the notes from such a early phase, sitting down, getting notes, and how does it makes actually difference in your understanding, in your concepts, and then attempting the MCQs in the later on in the test series also.
Actually, ma'am, in our college we had this culture of joining the classes in second or third year,
Mm-hmm.
which can be good and it can be bad as well. Because some students they just attend the classes, they don't sit around for the whole 10 hours of the day, and they just
Mm-hmm.
make the notes and put them away.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the class, listen, try to listen and make the notes, then and if you read it once again in the next 1 month, 15 days, थोड़ा बहुत भी अगर देख लेते हैं, तो it builds a better understanding. And I am a very lazy student actually. So as nice as it would be to say that I read the standard books, I never read those. So I used to read the notes, and then I used to give my professional exams.
Mm-hmm.
So even then it helped because the major chunk of the subjects, the major topics like MI and diabetes and hernia and all, those are important in PG preparation as well and in our
Yes.
exams as well. So I used to study them at that time also. Maybe I won't get the distinction, but I'll still pass. So
Yes.
that helped me in my internship because my notes were actually 1 or 2 years old, but they were still fresh as I've read them once or twice at least.
Okay. And then you did continued with us in the test series also.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
All of the possible
how do
test
you think?
series.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So, how do you think, Kinshuk, that it helps in acing your preparation? Because, many times we have this dilemma in the mind that we have already done with the notes, we have sit in the classes, we have done all the face-to-face classes, and we have done with the notes. And how much important it is to join the test series?
Ma'am, I will go on to say that completing the notes is just step one. And most people give that step the maximum importance. But you have to take the exams, you have to see
Mm-hmm.
which all questions you did wrong, then go back to the notes and refer how the questions were made and how I
Mm-hmm.
could have gotten them correct.
Mm-hmm.
So the paragraph that you have in your notes and how the question is framed and how to actually apply that knowledge, that you can get only by giving the exams. So most of us take question banks. We get some subscription here or there. So we do Q banks right after we study a subject. I finish cataract. I finish reading cataract and I then do the module. So that is fine, but I don't think it tests your knowledge. It tests your understanding. So when you take the tests, actual tests, which are the subject-wise test or maybe the GTs, then you get to recall. And that's when it matters if you actually remember it or not. If you can actually put it to use what you've read. Then I used to go back and highlight and put a circle and put a question mark and all. So that's how you consolidate the things.
And I think it helps in making a schedule also, because when you are done with the classes, always getting a good schedule for yourself is not possible. So if you are not able to make a schedule by yourself, then you can stick to our schedule, because we always give you tests in that order, so that you know how many days to spend on a particular subject, and then you are finishing with all the subjects right on time, so that you have time for self study or the other things that you want to revise on.
Exactly, ma'am. I was a very useless student. I never used to do these things properly. So I joined the offline subject-wise classes, subject-wise tests. So, sir used to give us, Amit Bhatia sir, उन्होंने ही बताया कि this is what will keep you in check. So, उसके बाद we used to, then the pandemic happened and the offline test turned into online. That's a different story. But then you have the deadline. 7 days, you have to finish physiology, no matter what. So, jitna ho gaya, test diya, and you can then move on to another subject. So, for people who cannot keep track of themselves, itna discipline nahi hai, so then these tests help a lot. And I recommend it to all my juniors actually.
Yes, so I think yours is a much more motivational story, because Kinshuk, everybody will not come in that 5% who is very, very sincere and topmost intelligent, attending all the classes and doing everything. So most of the people will not be able to relate with their story. The rank 1 and rank 2 are not relatable by everyone, but I would say that your story is relatable by everybody. And when you are, although I am not agreeing to it, but you are saying I am a useless student, I was not doing much of the things, but when you are saying this, I think students must be feeling better that if he can do it after missing so many things, he was able to remain on track. So I think they will also have a motivation and inspiration from you, that come what may, if you have that determination, whatever is the current position, you can actually have a great comeback, and you have that amazing score that says everything about you now. So were you frequent in GTs and SWDs?
Yes, ma'am. I was not very frequent with the subject-wise test, but GTs I gave. I gave GTs in every 15 days. Even sometimes it was like every Sunday, every week.
All right.
So it's hard to review all of them when you're going through your notes for the first time. But I tried. Me and my friends, others, we used to call up each other रात को 10 बजे कि जितना पढ़ लिया. Now 10 to 12 we discussed questions together. कि 25 से 50 कर लेते हैं, 50 से 75 अपन discuss कर लेते हैं. Our notes were also more or less the same. So we used to review the questions कि भाई तेरा क्यों गलत हुआ, मेरा क्यों गलत हुआ, इसको समझा दे, logic बता दे. So that's what we used to do. And actually what I believe is, if you have got a question wrong twice or thrice in the GTs, then you will remember it. That's for sure. Notes में तो सब कुछ है.
Yes,
but
yes.
What if you don't remember it? So I had taken like 30, 40, 50 GTs over the course of my preparation. And I used to hate it. I was not able to sit for 3.5 hours. I used to finish them in 2.5 and then submit initially. But slowly, I built my habit and I had to sit in for 3.5 hours in the NEET exam proper, and I was able to do that. So that's a
I
good
think
thing.
this is also a big aspect of giving tests, because nobody can sit for 3.5 hours in the beginning.
Exactly,
And
ma'am.
one important reason for doing the silly mistakes in the final paper is this also, because we start feeling restless after 2.5 hours and we have to get down from there. So basically, you have to learn sitting patient there and reviewing your paper, doing the things which are not so comfortable for you, because in the last we are remaining with those questions which are not very good for us. So
Exactly, ma'am. Exactly.
so we have to actually learn to pass that agony, and sitting without being restless. All
Ma'am,
right.
actually, the thing most people don't realize, I only realized on the day of the exam, is 3.5 hours is the exam. But you
Mm-hmm.
have to reach there almost 1.5 hours early.
Yeah.
So basically, that adds up to 5.
5.
And then we had to sit for 40-45 minutes again because there was some technical glitch. So we had to be there on that seat without a fan for 6 hours.
Oh.
So the point is to not let your brain turn off. कि ठीक है, हो जाएगा हो जाएगा हो जाएगा, just half half an hour, अब थोड़ा आधा घंटा और आधा घंटा और आधा घंटा और, and that's how you have to push yourself कि हाँ कर ले भाई, कर ले थोड़ा थोड़ा.
And you have to start from your home even earlier than that. And
Yes, ma'am.
so,
It's a whole
and I
thing.
think the last night is always somewhat restless night,
Yes,
because obviously you cannot have a good sleep. Kitna bhi koshish kar lo that I'll
नहीं आती.
sleep on time, I'll not worry, but obviously you will worry, because it's a great matter, it's not a small day. So I can completely understand. And
Yes.
then that too, this time it was really a tough time with so many postponements and pandemic and matlab, hats off to the people who have come up with the flying colors this time, I would say, because even we were feeling bad somewhere, for the aspirants this time. So many times they are giving the date and then they are postponing. Then some people are not able to even give the paper, they are asking of the COVID-19 report, and people are messaging, ma'am, our class night positive aa gaya, now what to do? Or people are
It's
positive
all.
in my house, then what to do? So yes, it was really a special time this time. So I think you people really deserve a round of applause that you carried on with such a good pace. And any other thing, Kinshuk, that you would like to say, that you would like to give a message about your juniors or your colleagues?
Ma'am, again, okay, I'll just say a few things that the whole process is very different from our UG.
Hmm.
UG was kind of effortless, but you have to put in your effort. It's not easy. Actually, padho and you forget all the things in 15 days. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's very strongly based on facts. Integrated hair, but the whole medicine is based on facts. So you have to keep reading the same things again and again and again. So it gets tiring. It absolutely gets tiring. And there's a point when your efforts are not directly proportional to your marks.
Exactly.
पढ़े जा रहे हैं, and the marks are same. Sometimes they dip even. So you just have to surround yourself like I did with nice friends. They used to push me कि भाई हो जाएगा, तू परेशान क्या हो रहा है, सब कर लेंगे कर लेंगे कर लेंगे. My parents were very supportive. They were like कि बेटा कर ले, जितना होता है कर ले, नहीं होता छोड़ दे, परेशान मत हो. So I think that's very important. Some people in like uh, peripheral colleges or private colleges where not all of the students are preparing for NEET PG, I give them a special hand of applause कि भाई कैसे करते हो तुम अकेले, and the in-service candidates even, because to sit there alone with nobody but yourself to push you. हमारे टाइम पे तो मैम it got on for 18 months and it's not easy. It's not easy. So you have to just keep going कि हो जाएगा हो जाएगा हो जाएगा. Of course there's a bit of a luck factor in the end. I ended up being lucky. My NICT result was not as good, but this time I got lucky, so I am sitting here and preaching. But आपके हाथ में जो है वो यही है. You can just go on थोड़ा थोड़ा थोड़ा. किसी दिन कम हुआ तो शाम को पढ़ लो.
लेकिन क्या किंशुक जल्दी स्टार्ट करने से पहले से क्लासरूम नोट्स बनाने से एंड बाद में you have to continue with the test, like continue practice of the MCQ, does it make whole lot of difference?
Yes, ma'am, it does. क्योंकि proper journey है. You can't scale the whole mountain in 6 months.
Yes.
You have, मतलब you can't attend all the classes and do all the Q bank and do the test series, find your mistakes, correct them in 6 months. Some people do. If they do, hats off to them. But I think धीरे you have to grow into it. And if you have done the classes earlier,
exactly, I think grow is a very good word. Ki you have to grow in the medical field, so you
yes,
cannot grow in a
exactly.
single day. So if you are growing along with the year wise year, I think that is always a better procedure rather than doing everything in just 6 months.
And it doesn't mount a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
Like the kind of studying I was doing in the last 1 month is very different from what I did when I was starting. I didn't know a lot of things, but धीरे I got to know, I got to learn from my mistakes, and I got to learn कि क्या important है, किस पे time देना है, किस पे stress देना है. And that's if you are just oriented, like Arjun, my friend Arjun who got the rank, and he says कि question recent NEET, recent aims तो करते रहो पूरे time. So you know what actually comes in the exam, and you orient yourself towards it and you study like that. So to start early gives you a little bit of an edge. It may get tiring, but the pros outweigh the cons, that you're just better prepared.
So it is worth it. The stress that it is giving is worth it.
Yes, ma'am, it's worth it. Counseling wala stress abhi chal raha hai, which is also a lot. But
so don't worry, counseling के लिए भी हम लोग sessions ला रहे हैं. जैसे कि हम हमेशा कहते हैं कि we are with you, not up till here, but up till every path. We are there. So we are there for you, even for the counseling session. Don't worry about it. And even when you will join the residency, we are there with the resident session also, so that you could know that how will be the life of a resident after what you are planning to join, Kinshuk?
Ma'am, I am currently very oriented towards radiology, but it can still change at any time. I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be radiology.
All right. So definitely we'll try to bring the life of a resident with a radiology resident very soon, so that you can make your choice. So what did you do in the last 15 to 20 days? Because you are the kind of person who had done everything. We had done with the notes so early, then you were giving GTs, SWTs, and I think so many test series, all of us, the final sprint also you were doing, the test and discussion series you were doing. So how did you decide that what should I do in the last 20 days?
Ma'am, actually I used my iPad and I used to put all the concise info and the images and the lists in that. So in the later half of my preparation, my notes were just to refer. Like you refer a book. So if I have a doubt, then I open my notes and read the notes. Otherwise, I just used to look at my iPad. I used to make those mind maps and the pictures and the tables and the mnemonics. Actually, the mnemonics.
So you volatiles.
The volatile stuff, yes. Although it's a bit of a buzzkill that the volatile things didn't matter actually. The things I read in the last 5 days, none of those things came in the exam. I read COVID-19.
It could have come, no? It could have come.
But it could have come, and that's what gives you confidence. Yeah. Because you know कि ये question हर बार आता है और मैं हर बार गलत करता हूँ. So it helps when you go prepared. So I made that. Some people do that 20th copy thing.
Yeah, 20th notebook is very in this time. I think every ranker told me that we made that 20th notebook.
Ma'am, I think the 20th notebook itself is not as helpful as people tell. कि उसी में से आएंगे 150 questions. It's not true, but the process of doing it, that you filter information, you filter things कि हाँ ये वाला आता है, ये वाला नहीं आता, और ये तो खराब ही करता हूँ मैं हर बार. So the filtering that you do of your notes, you put it down and then you use the copy, that whole process is very helpful. And sometimes like 5 or 6 questions even, but it helps. You have the pictorial memory of your 20th copy कि उसमें खुद से जो भी design बनाया, गोला बनाया, जो arrow बनाया, you get that image when you're doing the exam. So I think that's what you have to do, because you'll just be clueless if you have 20 registers stacked up and you have to look at all of it in 15 days. So I think it's helpful. Yes.
So I think amazing journey and amazing score. Kinshuk, heartiest congratulations once again from whole of the team DBMCI, and we wish you all the very best for your future endeavors too.